Hello everyone, welcome back to another video today of Shri FC. I hope you all are very well and very good. I'm very sorry for the late reminder for the video. It just came to my idea to discuss about Fofana coming to Chelsea, Cucurella coming to Chelsea. So I thought, what's better than discussing about this? And therefore, I'm doing a video today discussing on Fofana coming to Chelsea and Cucurella coming to Chelsea. So before starting, guys, please do like on the content, please subscribe, and please keep supporting the channel. That's my request to you all. Please keep supporting the channel, please subscribe, and please keep helping it to grow. Now, starting on towards the first main question today, and what could be the incomings to Chelsea? First of all, starting with Fofana links to Chelsea and how vital they are and how Fofana can be for Chelsea. For me, as much as I've seen of Fofana, he's a very, very good player, a Premier League proven player. I think if you all even properly see right now, the thing with Fofana is very, very clear that Fofana at the moment is very admired by Tuchel, and Fofana is also a very good Premier League proven player. If you see the signings that are being made by Chelsea, a lot of signings being made by Chelsea are in consideration to Premier League proven tag. Chelsea have gone for Sterling, Koulibaly, they are now going for Cucurella, they are now going for Fofana. It only shows that Chelsea are going for Premier League proven players rather than going for the players from overseas. That's been the strategy so far for Chelsea so far. So Fofana has been heavily linked to Chelsea, and we can also see that Cucurella has been heavily linked with Chelsea. So these have been the two links to Chelsea. And coming on towards a bit of departures for Chelsea, these are some of the departures that have been focused on Chelsea. A lot of the departures Chelsea are focused on are Batshuayi, Gilmer, Colwill, Sarr, Aspilicueta, Alonso, Emerson, Kepa. Now, Emerson is rumored that he will join Lazio. Kepa is rumored that he is going to Napoli. Alonso and Aspilicueta are rumored that they will be joining Barcelona. And Malang Sarr is rumored that he will be going to AS Monaco. Louis Colwill is rumored to be involved in the deal to sign Fofana or a Cucurella. And Billy Gilmer is also rumored to go to Everton either on a loan or a permanent deal. And Michi Batshuayi is also rumored to be going to Everton either on a permanent deal or on a loan deal, has compared goodbye Chelsea. So these are the rumored departures that Chelsea at the moment look like that they might allow to leave. Now, how the departure going to work, and are this departure right for Chelsea? For me, Michi Batshuayi, for me at the moment has no future at Chelsea, and it will be better for Chelsea to allow him to leave. Michi Batshuayi was always a player who I admired. His finishing was always on point. He was Chelsea's main finisher, always being there at the right position at the right time. And that's the good thing I used to praise about Michi Batshuayi, that he always used to be at the right moment at the right time, used to score some important goals for Chelsea. That Redford match always comes in my mind when I think about Batshuayi, and he was very, very good. But sadly, Batshuayi declined, and now he's of no use. His pre-season has been very bad as well, and therefore Michi Batshuayi for me has to leave Chelsea. Now, Billy Gilmer for me is a player that we are doing a big, big mistake if we let him go. Billy Gilmer is a massive mistake if Chelsea let him go right now. He's a very, very talented young player, Billy Gilmer. He's a very good young player, and letting him go by Chelsea could be a massive mistake. Jorginho is around 31, 32. N'Golo Kante is around 31, 32. You've got Mateo Kovacic at 27 to 28. You've got Conor Gallagher, who is also around, you can say, more of an attacking minded midfielder. So Chelsea at the moment will have to again go in the market and replace the player. Billy Gilmer is one of the most talented academy players Chelsea have produced. Yes, he has not been able to impress on loan, especially at a team like Norwich, who are at the bottom of the table, who have been not impressing, and therefore Billy Gilmer has not been able to impress or impose himself. But letting Billy Gilmer go could be a massive, massive mistake by Chelsea when the whole midfield is getting old, and in the market you will only find a player of Billy Gilmer's caliber for around 30 to 40 million. Now we go to Levy Colwell, and letting Levy Colwell go could be for me another disaster for Chelsea, because Levy Colwell for me is a very, very good young player. You can promise him game time, you can promise him some growth, and here is another question. And very good, Colwell should not leave permanently. Gilmer should stay at any cost. That guy has something in him. मैं बिल्कुल एग्री करता हूँ आपसे सागने भाई that he should stay at the club. Colville is a very talented player, and Gilmer तो मुझे समझ ही नहीं आ रही सागनिक भाई, मुझे समझ ही नहीं आ रही why are we letting Gilmer go, because Gilmer was so impressive. I remember that Frank Lampard reign where he had such good performances in the FA Cup against Liverpool. He was so good against Liverpool, against Everton. And Billy Gilmer was such a good guy. He used to pass the ball well. He used to make that cutting passes into the final box. And for me, this could be a massive mistake by Chelsea. Gilmer and Colville for Chelsea, for me, are massive mistakes. These are massive mistakes that Chelsea are again making that we previously made. We will keep the Deadwood, we will keep Kennedy, we will keep Emerson, we will keep the likes of Barkley, but we will let players like Colville and Gilmer go. And then we'll again go in the market in 2 or 3 years, and we again will try to replace them. and that will cost us 60, 70, 80, 90 million, whatever price we have to pay in the market. And यही हमारी बहुत बड़ी mistake है. This is the problem that we are suffering from, and that is selling our good young players for a big price. Gilmer will leave on loan. दैट नेट बैक टू फबिनो, अरे भाई यार वो नेट बैक तो बहुत मजेदार था. वो नेट बैक तो इतना बढ़िया था ना, लाइक दैट वाज फेबुलस फ्रॉम गिल्मर, एब्सोल्युटली फेबुलस, एंड ही इज सच अ टैलेंटेड गाय. एंड फॉर मी लेटिंग हिम लीव बहुत ज्यादा गलत डिसीजन है चेल्सी के द्वारा, बहुत ज्यादा गलत डिसीजन है. अगर हम उसे जाने दे रहे हैं तो मुझे समझ नहीं आ रही व्हाट इज अ स्ट्रेटजी. व्हाट इज अ स्ट्रेटजी. जॉर्जिनियो हमारा 30 के नियर है, कांटे हमारा 30 के नियर है, कोवाचिच हमारा 28 की एज के नियर है, उसके बाद गैलेगर है. तो हमारे पास पहले ही इतने वी हैव प्लेयर्स व्हिच आर वेरी ओल्ड एज. Jorginho, Kante, Kovacic is getting to 28. Why are we letting a very young, talented guy like Gilmer leaving? And that for me just beggars the question. Why can't we let him go on loan, develop himself in a good team, rather than sending him to 20th team in the league that we always do? Players like Gilmer will not be easily found. ऐसे प्लेयर जो पास डेथ कटिंग पासेस करेंगे, जो एकदम बॉक्स के बीच में पास करेंगे, जो प्ले फ्रॉम द बैक में हेल्प करेंगे, जो रजिस्टर का रोल खेल सकते हैं. आई थिंक इफ चेल्सी लेट बिली गिल्मर गो, that will be a massive mistake which will have repercussions for us in the future. क्योंकि हम मार्केट में उसको रिप्लेस नहीं कर पाएंगे, फिर हम जाके मार्केट में विल पे 35-40 मिलियन फॉर an upcoming midfielder, and then in future हम विल बाय बैक गिल्मर फॉर अ बिग प्राइस. तो यही मुझे लगता है इट्स अ बिग मिस्टेक बाय चेल्सी. अगर हम बिली गिल्मर को जाने दे रहे हैं तो ये मेरे पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से चेल्सी के द्वारा बहुत ज्यादा गलत मिस्टेक है. आई डोंट नो व्हाई. डोंट बैक आवर अकेडमी बॉयज, बैक मी. रखो, आरएलसी शुड लीव, गिल्मर शुड स्टे. एंड यहाँ पे एक और क्वेश्चन है सर का, गॉडियोल शुड बी योर प्रायोरिटी रादर देन कुकुरेला इन माय ओपिनियन. सर मैं आपसे बुरा एग्री करता हूँ कि प्रायोरिटी हमारी गॉडियोल होनी चाहिए, लेकिन गॉडियोल बहुत एक्सपेंसिव है. लेप्सिग मान नहीं रही उसको बेचने के लिए, एंड इसके कारण कुकुरेला एक प्लेटर प्रायोरिटी बन रहा है, क्योंकि कुकुरेला बहुत वर्सेटाइल है. एंड मैं एक और बात कहना चाहूंगा कि कुकुरेला प्रीमियर लीग प्रूवन प्लेयर है, जो चेल्सी मोर ऊपर पुट कर रही है ओवरसीज प्लेयर के. चेल्सी ज्यादा प्रेफर कर रही है प्लेयर्स को जो प्रीमियर लीग प्रूवन है, हैज कंपेयर टू प्लेयर्स जो राइडर सिर्फ ओवरसीज प्रूवन है, प्रीमियर लीग प्रूवन नहीं. आई डोंट नो व्हाई वी बैक आवर अकेडमी बॉयज एंड back me up to back to Apro. Rarasi should leave, Gilmer should stay, give all cup games. मैं इसमें एग्री करता हूँ सागनी भाई, लेकिन क्या प्लेयर्स मानेंगे? विल द प्लेयर्स एग्री? क्या गिल्मर एग्री करेगा कि मुझे कप गेम्स दो और मुझे बेंच पे बिठा के रखो? एंड हमारे पास अभी भी कांटे है, जॉर्जिनियो है, कोवाचिच है, गैलेगर है. मुझे ये लगता है लोन पे भेजो, पर एक अच्छे क्लब में भेजो, जर्मन लीग में भेजो. आप जर्मन लीग में जहाँ पे अच्छी फुटबॉल खेलते हैं वहां भेजो. आप कोई वुल्सबर्ग भेजो, कोई वर्डर ब्रेमेन भेजो, वहां पे भेजो. व्हाई आर वी सेंडिंग आवर प्लेयर्स टू बॉटम टीम लाइक नॉर्विच, जहाँ पे वो डेवलप नहीं हो रहे, जहाँ पे उन पे ऑलरेडी फैंस का प्रेशर आ रहा है? हम क्यों नहीं उनको अच्छे क्लब में भेजते? मैं थोड़ा सा आपसे डिसएग्री करूंगा आरएलसी के बारे में, क्योंकि सार्वनिक भाई जैसे अकेडमी से प्यार होता है ना, मेरे को रूबन लॉफ्टस-चीक से बहुत ज्यादा प्यार है. मैं पूरा अटैच टू रूबन लॉफ्टस-चीक से, क्योंकि वो एक ऐसा यूथ प्लेयर था जिसकी स्टार्टिंग से मैं ग्रोथ देख रहा हूँ. रूबन लॉफ्टस-चीक इज अ प्लेयर whose development I've seen from start, and Ruben Loftus-Cheek is a player I always want to support. And I think letting Ruben Loftus-Cheek will be a big mistake by Chelsea, and I don't think letting Ruben Loftus-Cheek is a fine decision. Ruben Loftus-Cheek at the moment is very versatile. वो राइट विंग बैक पे भी खेल सकता है, he can play even in the center, and even he can sometimes play at the forward line. He's so versatile, and letting Ruben Loftus-Cheek go will be a disaster by Chelsea. But overall, in my opinion, letting Billy Gilmer go is a big mistake by Chelsea. If we let Billy Gilmer go, I think I don't know what are we doing. We're letting a great talented players go for just peanuts, and then again हम उनको मार्केट में रिप्लेस करते रहेंगे. We'll start finding replacements. Replacement will cost 30 million, 40 million, 50 million, and then again Chelsea will be back to square one like we always are. Now another departure I want to talk about here. Just gonna bring it to your screen, and this departure is about just a second. I'm so sorry. This is about Libu Colwell. So this is the third departure Chelsea are talking about. I've already discussed about Batshuayi, Gilmer. Now it's time to talk about Colwell. Now Colwell is the most talked about player in the Chelsea department, in the Chelsea fraternity. Colwell is a player that most of the people don't want to be sold, and they are very angry with Tuchel. They are very angry with the board that they're even thinking to let Colwell go. Many people are referencing to mistakes we made in form of Mark Gohi. Many people are referencing the mistakes we made in form of Tomori. And many people are saying that letting Colville go will be like letting Tomori go, will be like letting Mark Gohi go. At first, we will be happy we've got 20 million cash. But in the end, it will take us a lot of time to replace them. I think this could be a massive mistake by Chelsea to let Levy Colville go. I think at the moment, Malang Sarr is going on loan to Monaco. Not confirmed, but that might be on a deal. So why not we let Malang Sarr go? We keep Kivil Lovell. We give him the promises that you will get the time to prove yourself to the manager, and we keep him in the team. At the moment, we have got Thiago Silva, who is around 38-year-old. We have got Koulibaly, who is around 32 years of age. We have also got Chaloba. I think Colville at the moment can take himself to beat Trevor Chaloba in the team. I think Colville, if he really thinks he can make it at Chelsea, he should be able to go over Chaloba. And then we have most probably got Fofana if he signs for Chelsea, and then we have got no one if Malang Sarr leaves. And Padu is also rumored that he might go. So therefore, I'm not understanding that why can't we give Levy Colville at least a chance to be in the squad? Why don't we let Kiwi Colville, we show him that you will be part of our team, brother. You will be part of Chelsea team next year. Why don't you stay here? Why can't we give assurances to Levy Colville that you'll play in the cup games, you will play in the Premier League sometimes, you are a young talent, we want to develop you for 1 year, and then we'll straight away unleash you in the starting lineup. Why can't Chelsea impress their young players while City can keep hold of Foden, while Guardiola could impress on Foden? I think letting Levy Colville go will be an absolute disaster. Now I'm going to take some charts here, and Gilmer agree karega because 5 subs hai. RLC was love. Previous is ACL. I'm saying that because he's a proper 8. Absolutely. Before ACL, Ruben Loftus-Cheek was absolutely awesome. He was magnificent, Ruben Loftus-Cheek. But sadly, the injury came at a very wrong time, and I think that has made him suffer a lot. He has lost his pace. He has lost his confidence. But Ruben Loftus-Cheek is a player I'll always love, and I do think that if you give him time, he can be of a big use to Chelsea. For me, he was very, very good in the right wing-back role against Udinese, and right now letting him go could be a big, big mistake. Another question here, Sarr should leave permanently. For me, I have no problem with Malang Sarr in terms of as a person. I admire Malang Sarr a lot, and he has done a good job for Chelsea. But yes, if you ask me to keep Levy Colville or Malang Sarr, I'll prefer Levy Colville. Because for me, Levy Colville has more potential than Malang Sarr. For me, Ethan Ampadu has more potential than Malang Sarr. And for me, at the moment, I will have to keep them. But I have overall no problem with Malang Sarr. And if Tuchel thinks he's the right person, I trust Tuchel. But yes, if it doesn't work out, then Tuchel will be the one who will be questioned. Another chat, कूली वाले 31 है अभी भी हुआ है. Oh, I'm so sorry for this, सागनी भाई. But 31 भी यही है कि आपको 3 से 4 years के प्राइम मिल जाएगी सागनी भाई. लेकिन after that, it's again an old player on the books, because of which we need to have young players with ourselves. Back 3 खेलने के लिए 5 सेंटर बैक चाहिए. आई थिंक मैं पूरा एग्री करता हूँ कि बैक 3 खेलने के लिए चेल्सी नीड अ 5 सेंटर बैक, एंड ओवरऑल 5 सेंटर बैक्स वी नीड. अभी हमारे पास कौन कौन है? वी हैव कूलीबाले, हमारे पास थियागो सिल्वा है, हमारे पास चलोबा है, हमारे पास अगर अभी हम देखें उसके अलावा एस्पिकुलेटा है. बट एस्पिकुलेटा आ रहा है, रूमर्ड है जो कि वो बार्सिलोना जाने वाला है, तो एस्पिकुलेटा भी गया. फिर हमारे पास चलोबा बच गए, एम्पडू बच गए, सार बच गए, उसके बाद थियागो सिल्वा बच गए, कूलीबाले बच गए, और ये अच्छी टीम नहीं है. आई थिंक अगर आपका बैकअप ऑप्शन थियागो सिल्वा के बाद मलंग सार है, तो एक बहुत बड़ी कंसर्न है. अगर आप एक ऐसी टीम हो जो लिवरपूल सिटी से कंपीट करना चाहते हो, तो बहुत बड़ी कंसर्न है कि अगर आपकी रिप्लेसमेंट थियागो सिल्वा की मलंग सार है. तो आई थिंक यही चेल्सी की प्रॉब्लम है, हमारे पास बैकअप्स नहीं है. इसलिए हम चेल्सी के लिंक्स देख रहे हैं कि हम 3 सेंटर बैक साइन करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. कूली वाले हम साइन कर चुके हैं, फोफाना के पीछे लगे हुए हैं, और कहीं ना कहीं चेल्सी किम्पेम्बे के भी पीछे लगी हुई है. बट द ओनली प्रॉब्लम इज दैट इफ चेल्सी गो फॉर किम्पेम्बे, that might force Levy Colville to leave the club. अब मैं यही कहूंगा कि if Chelsea have decided to let Levy Colville go, to let Billy Gilmer go, please at least insert a buyback clause so we do not make the mistake we made with Kevin De Bruyne, Salah, Lukaku. At least insert a buyback clause in Colville deal, buyback clause in the deal for Billy Gilmer, so that at least we don't repent like we did for Salah, Lukaku. Ki why did we let Salah go, Lukaku go? At least we don't have to repent it. That's the thing I want Chelsea to do. But overall, for me, it's a disaster if we let them go. Now, another departure I want to talk about is Malang Sarr, and for me, there's not much to talk about. I have a lot of respect for him, and Kimpembe will not come. Hi, sir, and I overall do agree with you. Kimpembe will not come. PSG is asking, PSG ask कर रही है कि 50 से 60 मिलियन के पीछे मांग रही है, and I don't think Chelsea will be able to pay कि 50-60 मिलियन मुझे नहीं लगता Chelsea दे पाएगी. मैं ये भी आशा करूंगा कि जो भी which chat is watching the show, प्लीज डू टेल मी कि शुड आई डू दिस इंग्लिश और हिंदी, जो भी आपको लैंग्वेज प्रेफर्ड है मैं उसमें करूंगा. अभी मैं थोड़ा मिक्स में चल रहा हूँ हैज पर द ऑडियंस. तो ओवरऑल किम्पेम्बे नहीं खाएगा, मैं बिल्कुल एग्री करता हूँ. आई डोंट थिंक किम्पेम्बे विल बी कमिंग बिकॉज द आस्किंग प्राइस दैट दे आर आस्किंग इज 50 to 60 million, and I don't think Chelsea will able to pay that. And overall, I also don't think that PSG want to sell him, and I also don't think that Kimpembe wants to come to Chelsea because he'd rather stay at PSG. So therefore, Kimpembe at the moment is not possible. and we might have to back our own young players. And I think that's the best move for us to do. I think another departure that Chelsea is talking about is Azpilicueta and Alonso. Now, both of them have been rumored that they will be signing for Barcelona. It's been rumored that once Cucurella comes, and Gaurav Bhai is here in the chat. Hello, Gaurav Bhai. Big up to you. So much thank you, Bhai, for supporting the channel. And overall, it's been rumored that Azpilicueta and Alonso are on the verge of signing Barcelona. They have the personal agreement agreed. They have the verbal agreement with Barcelona. The only thing is that Chelsea at the moment is not allowing him to leave, because Chelsea at the moment are short of options. We aren't allowing Azpilicueta and Alonso to leave. The only point I will want to make is Aspi और Alonso जो हमारे players है, the players they are, I think they are loyal, especially Azpilicueta. And overall, for me, the thing is that at the moment we should keep them. But once Cucurella joins, it's very clear that once Cucurella will join the club, Alonso will leave. And I think once Fofana will join the club, they might be thinking that Azpilicueta might leave. For me, I'm very confused in this, and I want to help out the chat as well. For me, I admire Cesar Azpilicueta a lot, but I do think it's time that's come for letting Azpilicueta go, developing a younger player. So we don't keep a player who is unhappy. His dream is to play for Barcelona. He wants to go back to his country, Spain. Why are we forcefully keeping him here? He's also around 32, 33 years of age. There's no benefit of that. We allow Azpilicueta to go back to his country, enjoy his final career, and we also develop a youngster which can help us in future. So for me, at the moment, I let Azpilicueta go, and for me, Marc Cucurella is a massive, massive upgrade over Alonso. Even if I love Alonso a lot, Alonso is a player who is very disrespected in the Chelsea fan base. A player who did a very good performance in the Carabao Cup final against Mohamed Salah, and on the big occasions, he has always turned up. Whether Real Madrid in the Champions League quarter final or whether Liverpool in the Carabao Cup final. But the only problem with Marcus Alonso is that he does not have pace. He has no pace, and that hinders the system that we want to play. While Cucurella has the pace, he is versatile, and for me, it will be better for Chelsea if we let Azpilicueta and Alonso leave. And यहाँ पे one more chat is here. Aspi and Alonso, Emerson चले जाना चाहिए. I do agree. Yes, I think तीनों के तीनों जाएंगे. Emerson is very rumored to be leaving for Lazio. So Emerson is also leaving. It might be towards Lazio, towards Maurizio Sarri. And Azpilicueta and Alonso, it looks like they're going to Barcelona once Cucurella is complete for Chelsea. And Fofana. मेहनत करनी होगी ना, प्रीमियर लीग में फार्मर लीग से कौन आना चाहता है. आई एग्री विद दैट. एंड एसपी के लिए लेग्स नहीं है यार, अब वो जाने देना चाहिए. एसपी बिल्कुल सर, आई थिंक एसपी बहुत ही लोयल प्लेयर है चेल्सी के लिए. एंड मैं खुद एसपी, आई लव एसपी टू बिट्स, बट एसपी राइट नाउ इज नॉट द एसपी वी नो. He has himself at the moment, it looks very clear that is agreed to deal with Barcelona. Why are we forcing Azpilicueta to stay at Chelsea? Why? We can replace him in the market. We can develop a younger player. We also have players in our academy which we can develop. I think it will be better for Chelsea if we let Cesar Azpilicueta leave and develop the squad. There's no benefit keeping a player who is his eyes set on Barcelona, whose last legs will be in Barcelona. If not this year, then next year he will go to Barcelona. And is Cesar Azpilicueta right now a full starter on Chelsea who's going to start game in, game out? No. He's not the same player we know. I love Azpilicueta the bits, but I think if the time has come right, I think Chelsea should be better to let him go, replace him by a younger player, develop him, and then again make another Azpilicueta that will make Chelsea proud. So another departures for Chelsea that are being discussed are Emerson and Kepa. So Emerson has been rumored that he will be joining Maurizio Sarri and Lazio, and the deal is very, very close. While Kepa Arrizabalaga is rumored to be joining Napoli and is also very, very close to join that. For me, the only thing I want to say about Emerson and the only thing I want to say about Kepa is I have no problem with Kepa Arrizabalaga. I don't think he's a good enough keeper for a club like Chelsea, but I don't think that Kepa Arrizabalaga in any way is a bad keeper. Kepa in any way is not a bad goalkeeper. I think Kepa did a good job. He started his career of Chelsea very, very well. The Europa League victory was indebted to Kepa. If not for the penalty shootout, if not for the saves against Sparta Prague, Chelsea would not have won the Europa League, and we would not have had a season that we had that last year. Maurizio Sarri will never have won a trophy, and Eden Hazard would not have left Chelsea with a trophy. So Kepa had a fantastic start to his year. He also did well for us in penalty shootouts. He also had a very good game under Frank Lampard against Fulham, where he did a good job. But sadly, I think his arms and overall his shot powering saving ability, I think that just wasn't there for a club of Chelsea level. And sadly for me, it wasn't a Chelsea level. And sadly, Kepa for me is better Chelsea let him go. Let Kepa develop his career, cut short of 70 million losses and move on. And for me, for Emerson is a player who is always deceived to impress. He was very, very good before the pre-ACL. He had a very good performances for in the CDR. He was very, very good before pre-ACL. Then that injury struck him, that declined his career. At Chelsea, he came. He had a very good stint under Maurizio Sarri, where he, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Eden Hazard formed a fantastic pair. But again, an injury struck him. Sadly, he declined as a player. And sadly, when Emerson declined as a player, it was the end of his career. And I think Thomas Tuchel has also preferred Emerson only at left centre back, not at left wing back. And for me, it will be better for Chelsea if we let him go, if we cut our losses and we develop more younger players, bring a player like Cucurella and let Emerson Palmieri go. I think the Winter sir has given a chart here, and RSU go to a club who plays 4-3-3. Agreed, sir. He is a player who is ready made for 4-3-3. But the rumors at the moment, sir, that are coming is that Chelsea want to keep him. Chelsea want to keep him, and Ruben Loftus-Cheek wants to stay. Ruben Loftus-Cheek has made it clear that he does not want to leave Chelsea, and I don't think that Tuchel will let him go. He can play at right wing back, so which means that if Chelsea are not able to sign a replacement, then James' backup might be Ruben Loftus-Cheek. If we are not able to sign a right wing back, the replacement for Reece James might be Ruben Loftus-Cheek. And along with that, I will also say one more thing: that Ruben Loftus-Cheek is very versatile, and he's a player that Tuchel has always praised in this press conference. I don't think he will let him go so far. And Gaurav sir has given a chat here. उठा जब कोई कोचिंग करने का मौका मिलेगा एसपी खुद चेल्सी आएगा. I think it's very difficult to say that Aspirilla will become a coach and not Gaurav Bhai, because I think many players don't become coach. Many go as a pundit as well. And Aspirilla overall is a very silent person. So I don't know will he become a great coach or not. आज आएंगे अंकित भाई पे. क्या अंकित भाई पे नहीं? आई थिंक अंकित भाई आज अपने चैनल पे शो कर रहे हैं. प्लीज गो टू एलमाइडी न्यूज एंड सब्सक्राइब. Fantastic content by Ankit Bhaiya. Do subscribe on his channel and give him a sub. And overall here, I'm going to just show you another slide here, and that's about the likely incomings for Chelsea. Now, the likely incomings for Chelsea are as follows. Which forward and winger should be signed? For me, sir, I think Chelsea should sign. For me, at the moment, I'm very confused, to be honest, in the market. At the moment, for me, Chelsea should sign Depay. Now, people will abuse me or go for me, but Depay at 20 million is not a bad signing. Memphis Depay at 20 million for Chelsea is not a bad signing. That's a signing I will prefer a lot. And overall, for a winger, sir, at the moment, the market is very short. Sane is a player I really like, but Sane is absolutely ungettable. So at the moment, for me, this market is very short. We've lost out on Rafinha as well. So for me, I'll rather boost up our defense. I'll rather boost up our midfield. I'll rather boost up the wingback options. And if we require, we'd rather sign Memphis Depay for 20 million, 25 million, whatever, which might cost less. And Depay is still a proven player at this level. For me, Aspi is Spain captain, and that is why Tuchel wants some money for him. We are going for Kyle Walker-Peters, Southampton. Look at Fabrizio. I'm so sorry, sir. At the moment, I was doing a show, so that's why I haven't watched it. But Kyle Walker-Peters is a very, very good player, sir. Kyle Walker-Peters will be a fantastic signing, a great backup for these teams. Whenever I watch Southampton games, he has looked a very, very clever player. But overall, the thing is that at the moment, he will only be a backup. At the moment, he's not at the level where he can compete with these teams. But overall, a very smart signing to keep as a backup and compete with Reece James. So I think this will be a very good signing, sir. And thank you so much for the update. And here, Gaurav bhai with the chat, भैया हाथ जोड़ रहा हूँ. इंग्लैंड का प्लेयर इंजन मत कर देना वर्ल्ड कप से पहले. And overall for me, coming on the players so far is Fofana, Cucurella, Kimpembe, De Jong. Now Fofana, I want to discuss about Fofana. Fofana is a Premier League proven player. And because Fofana is a Premier League proven player, I think Chelsea at the moment are only going for Premier League proven players. You see Chelsea signing Sterling, Koulibaly, Chelsea being linked with Fofana, Cucurella. Chelsea at the moment are only going for Premier League proven players. And because Chelsea are only going for players that are proven in the Premier League, that have experience in the Premier League, I think Fofana is a fantastic signing. 21-year-old, great talent. He's good on the ball as well. I think Fofana is a fantastic signing. The only doubt that I have about Fofana, in my honest terms, the only doubt I have about Fofana is his injury. He had a very serious ACL last season where he missed most of the games. Now he's just 21-year-old, which means you can expect his body to recover. But if that injury is recurring and we pay 70-75 million for that guy, I think that is the only biggest concern I've got with Fofana. Otherwise, Fofana is a fantastic signing for Chelsea, and he's a signing that Chelsea should make. Fofana is a player who is also Premier League proven. He's a player who can easily fit in the back three. He's a player who can really do good with the ball. He's a player who is very aggressive, and he's also a player who can also really lead the team and have some leadership qualities. The only thing, that only doubt I about Fofana is his injury record, and I will love to know with the chat, does the injury concern of Fofana and his serious ACL he suffered last year concern you in regards to signing him? Does it concern you? Because that's the only concern I've got for Fofana, a player for whom we are going to pay 80 million. So now I'm going to take some chats, and Aspi is a Spain captain. That is why Tuchel wants some money for him. I think Kyle Walker will be a fantastic signing for Chelsea. Fantastic. And here is another question. What are your thoughts on Nkunku? He's a very good player, sir. Nkunku is a very, very good player. But, sir, at the moment, nobody will sign him. Now, Leipzig at the moment have put some clause in him, which means that next year he might be available for 60 million, 70 million. And therefore, teams are waiting like they did for Haaland. Now, Nkunku, for me, still has to prove himself this year as well. Because what happened with Timo Werner, a lot of teams are doubting Nkunku as well. Because Timo Werner was superb at RB Leipzig, but at Chelsea, he has turned out to not be so good. But Nkunku, for me, has more to his game than Timo Werner. And for me, sir, I believe he's a very good player who needs a bit more development. And here, Abhishek Bhai is in the chat. Big Abhishek Bhai. And thank you so much, Abhishek Bhai, for supporting the channel. Do bring a question, Abhishek Bhai, and I'll keep answering that. And here, Gaurav Bhai with a question. बस कूली वाले एक दो स्ट्राइकर की तकलीफ बचा दे मेरा बहुत मन I think overall I can tell you one thing, Gaurav Bhai, that Koulibaly is going to make a life miserable. He is going to make life miserable for a lot of defenders. He's that good of a defender. Koulibaly is a fantastic defender, and I fear for the attacking teams who will have to go against Koulibaly, Fofana, and Thiago Silva. That is one of the best defense in the league, in my opinion. And here, Gaurav Bhai, another one. Shrey का तो मन तो चावल लेने का था नहीं भाई. I think he might have been a good signing for Chelsea, but मेरा कोई ऐसा मन नहीं था कि I had to take him. Why are we offloading Gilmer? The only likely replacement for Jorginho is Gilmer. With 5 stars next season, he'll get. Man, Abhishek Bhai, I'm absolutely stunned that we're letting him go. I'm absolutely gobsmacked. Abhishek Bhai, the only problem I've got with my club Chelsea football is why we don't show the pathway to youngsters. Why we don't tell to youngsters that you still have a chance to grow. You still have a chance to get cup games. We'll develop you this season. You'll develop yourself in the training ground. And the next season, we'll transition you towards a starting team. Why don't we encourage our youngsters to stay at the club? Why don't we give a pathway to your youngsters? Letting Billy Gilmer go could be such a big mistake. And then going in the market and finding a replacement of Jorginho Conte, which will cost us 60 to 70 million. While Billy Gilmer is a very talented player. And I tell you, for me, I don't rate youth players so easily. But Billy Gilmer is one of the best talent to come out of Chelsea Academy. And if we let him go, I think that's a massive, massive mistake by Chelsea. And now coming on to Cucurella links as well to Chelsea. For me, Cucurella is a fantastic signing for Chelsea. I think I've also warned a lot of people. I also went on Ankit Bhai's channel and a lot of channels. And I warned everyone that Chilwell this season is coming after ACL. Chilwell will not be able to perform at a level that we're expecting him to. Chilwell is coming after a very, very serious injury that he suffered last season. And Chilwell at the moment will be under pressure to perform straight away. I think Chilwell will not be able to perform so well this season. He will need the time to readjust and then he can come to his best. Van Dijk last season was not at his best, but he had Konate, he had Matip who stepped up. Chelsea, if we play Chilwell every game, he is getting injured again. If we play Chilwell every game, he's getting injured again. And we are again in a big, big trouble. Last season, when Chilwell got injured, when James got injured, her whole campaign down. Finished. Cucurella just not is a bad replacement. Cucurella is the top fighter for Chilwell. He's going to make Chilwell work hard. He's a like-to-like replacement of Chilwell, equal player to Chilwell. He can also play at the left centre back. He can also even sometimes play on the wings. And he's a very good player, a pacey player, and he's a fantastic signing by Chelsea. People will say he's going to cost us 50 million, but that is the premium price you have to pay in the market. Did Liverpool care when they were paying 90 million for Darwin Núñez? Are United caring when they want to pay 80 million for De Jong? You have to pay the premium price for the player you want. If you want a player, he suits your system, pay the price. Who gives a damn is 50 million, 90 million, 100 million? It's not our money. It's the club's money. And overall, in today's time, to get the targets you want, you have to pay the premium. If you want a target who works in a system, you have to pay 100 million, 110 million, whether you like it or not. And Cucurella for 50 million in today's market is a fantastic deal. And I think Chelsea should be quicker on this, wrap this deal up, bring him to Chelsea. And I think that's already a very good signing into the Chelsea bank. Now, another player I'm going to talk about is Kimpembe and overall De Jong. But for me, Kimpembe is a player I don't think he will come to Chelsea. I think Kimpembe has made it a lot clear that he wants to stay at PSG. And I do think Kimpembe will be staying at PSG. And for me, at the moment, rather than spending 50-60 on Kimpembe, I'll rather sign Fofana, Cucurella, and sign Depay rather than signing Kimpembe. And I think Kimpembe is not at that level where I think that he's going to come to Chelsea and make a big difference where we close the gap to City. But again, if Tuchel wants Kimpembe, I have no problem. If Tuchel is a person who wants Kimpembe, I have no problem because I love Thomas Tuchel to bits. And if Thomas Tuchel wants him, I am no one to question. But for me, at the moment, Kimpembe looks impossible. Why, if I go to the another player, De Jong, I think De Jong, why De Jong is impossible is we already have Jorginho, Kante, Kovacic, and we already have Conor Gallagher as well. I think only reason Frankie De Jong will sign for Chelsea is I think if we are not sure of Jorginho extending the contract. I think if Chelsea are thinking that Jorginho or Kante are not extending contract, remember, Kante has 1 year left on his contract. I repeat, N'Golo Kante has 1 year remaining on his contract. And Chelsea are only going for De Jong in fear that Kante might not extend. Otherwise, I don't see any sense in Central signing De Jong. I really like De Jong as a player, and I think De Jong is a fantastic signing for Chelsea. But only reason to bring De Jong is if we expect Kante to leave this season or next season, or if we expect Jorginho to leave this season or next season. Otherwise, it's better to spend all money on defenders, right wing back backup, left wing back backup, and in an attacking department where we are struggling a lot. And then I'll take some question as well. What should we do with Harvards to accept them? First of all, this chat. Offload dead was like Barkley, Batshuayi, Alonso, not Gilmer. I agree, Abhishek Bhai, but the only problem is nobody wants a deadwood Abhishek Bhai. Nobody wants Barkley, Batshuayi. And if they want him for peanuts. And I think either we accept the peanuts, we accept a mistake and we let them go, or we be egoistic and we keep making losses. What should we do with Havertz and to extract the most out of him? I think, sir, for me at the moment to extract the best out of Havertz, I think it has to be, sir, from both the sides. I think Havertz has to also up his effort. If this is the way Havertz continues, then I think a bit of question has to be him as well. Havertz is such a good player. I love Havertz to bits. He's a very slick player, and on his day, he's one of the most talented player in the Chelsea team. He's that good. But the problem with Kai Havertz is he plays well for 4 months, plays bad for 2 months, plays well for 4 months, plays bad for 2 months. And that is not the way a top level player way. The only way to get best out of Havertz is to have Havertz improve his mentality and play well every time. But also, I think to get the best out of Havertz, I think you need a creator in your team. And at the moment, Chelsea have no creator. At the moment, sir, we have no creator. And the only way we can get best out of Havertz is Havertz himself improving himself and also Jorginho being at his best. Another question I will have to take is at this time, I close to class start of the season. Every club has to overpay for a player. Is fine 50 million for Premier League? Absolutely, sir. It's not a big price for Cucurella, a player who is so talented. It's not a big price. And here is another. I think Kyle Walker-Peters can be a great backup. But yeah, and I think Gilbert will leave on loan. Depay same old miss. But sir, मैं सिर्फ Depay को पता है क्यों चाहता हूँ? क्योंकि Depay only available for 20 million. When you sign a player for 20 million, there's less risk involved. He gives us a backup in the striking department, and is also can be a useful option if like Havertz is not working. And he's also more mobile forward as compared to Lukaku. He's more quick striker, and he can press as well and also fit into the manager system. For me, Batshuayi, Barkley, Jaiga, Everton, Kai is not number 9. He's an MF type. But the problem, sir, is either if we have to get the best out of Havertz, so either we play 4-2-3-1 and Havertz plays in the center, or there is no benefit of that. And at the moment, we haven't got the facilities to play back four, and Havertz has to play as a striker. And to get the best out of him as a striker, we need to create some chances. And now going on to the final segment of the video today for you all, and that is a likely 11 versus Everton. What will be the likely 11? And for me, this is going to be the Chelsea likely 11 versus Everton. Cutting this for you all, I think likely 11 for Chelsea versus Everton is going to be Mendy, Aspilicueta, Thiago Silva, Koulibaly, the new signing, James, Jorginho, Kante, Alonso, Mount, Sterling, Havertz. Sterling is a new signing as well. Now, you people will be asking me question that why in the heck in the world, Shrey, you have put Alonso in the team? The only reason I put Alonso in the team is because Alonso started in the first game against Udinese while Chilwell played against the backups. I think if people have watched the preseason very well, Chilwell has looked shaky and Chilwell has not looked at his best. And I think until and unless Marcus Alonso's move is finalized to Barcelona, I think it's very clear that Alonso is the player who is going to start in this game. And then if Cucurella signs, then Cucurella might straight away come in over Chilwell, while Chilwell will be eased in because the ACL injury he suffered, or we continue with Alonso until the signing is confirmed. Other than that, in the attacking department, Chelsea have no one. Is Mount, is Sterling, is Havertz. We have no one else to sign, else to play. Werner is going to Leipzig. I think Pulisic will not start. He will be on the bench and be the impact substitute. And then other than that, we haven't got the players. Hudson-Odoi, I don't think so. Hudson-Odoi is at that level that he will play over Mount, Sterling, Havertz. While in the back three, until and unless Barcelona do not sign Cesar Azpilicueta, I do not see Chelsea play anyone else because the only option other than Azpilicueta is Chalobah. And then Thiago Silva is going to play, Koulibaly is going to play, and then it's Mendy. I think 3-4-1-2 भी खेल सकते हैं बिल्कुल सर. I think is going to be 3-4-1-2. मैंने तो सर लाइनअप डाली है, लेकिन जितना मुझे लगता है स्टर्लिंग खेलेगा यहाँ पे. I think Sterling will play here, and then here खेलेगा Havertz at the right forward, Mount खेलेगा left forward, and Sterling खेलेगा false 9 जो हमने चेल्सी का अब तक प्री सीजन में देखा है. And overall, I will again show you the lineup, people, and I'll give Havertz another season, another year. He's hiding behind the likes of low-performing Werner, Pulisic, CEO, Ziyech. He needs to bring his A game this season. Chelsea fans have been very kind to him. I'm so sorry, guys. मैं starting of the video में भूल गया था कि Ziyech पे leave कर रहा है. I'm apologies मेरे side से. Ziyech is very close to also going to AC Milan शायद लोन पे. और मुझे यही लगता है कि शायद सही डील है. हाकिम Ziyech only works अगर आपकी टीम में स्ट्राइक करो. एंड चेल्सी की टीम में अभी ना ही कोई स्ट्राइकर है और ना ही वो क्रॉसिंग गेम वर्क करती है. और मुझे कहीं ना कहीं लगता है कि Ziyech थोड़ा सा मोर स्लोअर है जो प्रीमियर लीग में नहीं वर्क करता. बट ओवरऑल हाकिम Ziyech एक ऐसा प्लेयर है जो मेरे को हमेशा रिस्पेक्ट रहेगी. बट आई थिंक इज द राइट टाइम फॉर हिम टू लीव. I think overall मैं यही कहूंगा सर. I agree with you Abhishek bhai that Havertz this year has to prove himself. The only saving grace that Havertz for me has is only 22 years of age. The only saving grace and the only patience I have with Havertz is only 22 years of age, and he's only going to get better from here. Otherwise, I agree with you, sir, that he's been hiding behind Deadwood for a long time. Overall, on my final analysis on this lineup, I do think this is a fantastic lineup in terms of a top 4 lineup. This is not a lineup that can compete with City. This is not a lineup that can compete with Liverpool. But this is a lineup that in Champions League can stun anyone on any day. This is a lineup that in Champions League football can stun anyone on its day. This is still a lineup that can beat anyone on its day. And I still think that this lineup is a very, very good top 4 squad. We have a good defense in Aspi, Thiago Silva, Koulibaly. We also have a good back 4 in James, Jorginho, Kante, and Alonso. And we also have a good young attack in Mount, Sterling, Havertz, and then Mendy. Why is this team not title contenders? I think it's on the screen that I'm showing you. Havertz, sadly, is not a striker that other teams have. I think Mount has all the pressure in Chelsea team along with Sterling to score most of the goals. Alonso is not a wing back like what you can say teams like Liverpool have got. James, at the moment, Chelsea are over-dependent on James. They're full back to score most of the goals. And for me, Azpilicueta, sadly, is not at that level. And Chelsea do need a Fofana or another player to upgrade on it. That's the only reason Chelsea are not in this lineup. And for me, on my final note before ending this video, if in this lineup, by mid-season, we have Mendy, Fofana, Thiago Silva, Koulibaly, James, Jorginho, Kante, Cucurella, Mount, Sterling, Havertz, that team might be more challenging to City Liverpool than the team we have got right now. But this still team is not that bad, and I think overall we should not be that negative. And overall, another question by chat here. CR7 कैसा होगा अगर हम लास्ट डेज में जाए उसके लिए? सर मेरे को इतनी प्रॉब्लम नहीं है बिकॉज आई थिंक CR7 एज अ स्ट्राइकर कैन वर्क फॉर अस. हम इनफ चांसेस क्रिएट करते हैं एंड ही इज अ मच बेटर फिनिशर देन लुकाकू. और स्टर्लिंग भी हमेशा बेटर परफॉर्म करता है विद अ स्ट्राइकर. बट ओवरऑल फॉर मी सर आई वांट टू बैक द मैनेजर एंड मैनेजर डज नॉट वांट रोनाल्डो. एंड कहीं ना कहीं वो इन्फ्लुएंस भी है कि सारा कुछ रोनाल्डो के थ्रू जाना चाहिए. दैट्स द ओनली थिंग दैट कंसर्न्स मी अबाउट क्रिस्टियानो रोनाल्डो. और यही एक कारण है दैट आई एम अगेंस्ट साइनिंग क्रिस्टियानो रोनाल्डो. बट इफ ही साइंस like a fanboy, I will be happy. And here another one. I don't know what's the CR7 fetish. I agree with Abhishek sir, but I also say that if we sign, I don't have a problem. I think overall the only thing I will say Abhishek sir is that he's a very, very good player, but overall his influence is always bigger than a side. Ronaldo will be bigger than Chelsea. If Tuchel wants him, I have no problem. And then if he does not perform well, all criticism will be on Thomas Tuchel. But if Thomas Tuchel does not want him, then I don't want him because I don't want the manager to again feel burdened by Chelsea going for the big name in the market. And on this note, everyone, I end the video. For me, it was an absolute pleasure to talk with you all. Please, everyone, I request you for more of this content. Please subscribe on the channel, like on the channel. Please keep supporting me. Also follow me, guys, on Instagram and follow me on Twitter. I'm also showing you my handles here. These are my handles on My handle is at the rate FC on Instagram, and I'm also on Twitter at the rate 765. Please do follow me, please support me, please like and subscribe, and thank you so much for everyone that's tuned in. On the final note, 15 प्लस गोल मारेगा ही, वो बिल्कुल सही है सर, रोनाल्डो गोल्स तो मारेगा, बट ट्यूकल को चाहिए वो, मुझे बस इस चीज से प्रॉब्लम है। आगे ये है कि कोई सरप्राइज नहीं होगा अगर चेल्सी रोनाल्डो को ले आई। एंड इसी नोट पे मैं वीडियो को एंड करता हूँ। थैंक यू सो मच एवरीवन, आपका दिन अच्छा जाए, आपका दिन बहुत अच्छा जाए, होप एवरीवन इज वेल एंड गुड। थैंक यू सो मच, लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब, थैंक यू।